Hello, everybody. I'm Cherish.
And I'm Joy.
And we're Twosicals Musicals. See, that's my name did different, too. Like, do I know how to say my name? How do you say my name? Cherish?
Yeah. I used to say Cherish.
You did.
When I was little.
Cherish? Cherish and Joy? Huh? And that's such a name funny, too. It was like Doy. Yeah, it wasn't a J. But the J sound is not really hard for kids. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway. And to the who? Oh my gosh.
We saw. Now, Cherish has won. Let's just say this. Cherish won two lotteries in a row.
I did.
One was for
in the same week.
In the same week. One was for Boot, which we saw.
Right.
And the second one was for Smash, which we almost saw. But the matinee got canceled.
Oh my God, Boot.
So you guys will have to wait for us to win the lottery again, or just buy a ticket to go see Smash.
Yeah, because I was actually kind of sad because I don't know if you guys remember, but we went to the open rehearsal of Smash back at Hunter College
a year ago.
Yeah, as they were like workshopping it to bring it to Broadway and get it ready. And we had such good seats at that open rehearsal. And I won the lottery. I'm not expecting to sit front row, although it happens. It's been happening.
It's been happening.
But we were, so Smash is at the Imperial Theater, which is where we saw, the last thing we saw was the elephant one. Yeah, Water for Elephants. We were in the literal last row of the mezzanine, but dead center. The seats we got for Smash were like the second to last row, but of the mezzanine, but way left. And Joy and I were not excited about those seats, but we were gonna go anyway, whatever. And we just decided, like, if we missed too much, we would just buy tickets. You know, which we planned to do anyway, to just buy tickets, which we might end up doing because I was kind of bummed out that they canceled.
Yeah, we were right about to get on the train when Church got the email,
and I was like, "Huh?"
The show was canceled. So
I was like, "No," because we would have had a nice 2-show weekend, and that just would have been so like, oh my God, the way it would have fueled me for the week.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
but we'll make it. Don't worry, we'll make it to Smash. But you know what? At least we got to see Boop Boop Beat Boop the musical. I was like hearing about this a little bit. People were like really excited. Where was it before?
Chicago, maybe?
Okay.
Maybe Chicago.
Yeah. I don't know much about Betty Boop. I just know her, the image of Betty.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the shorts. Growing up, there's always that like one type of person that will have the Betty thing, like a tattoo, and you're like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're all kind of the same person. How to, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I had no idea about Betty, but and I was like, well, what would a musical about Betty be
about?
I did not know. But let me tell you, Betty was a fun night at the theater, and I can say this because it started at 8:00, and I'm really loving the 7:00 shows. But it started at 8:00, and I was still here for it.
It started like 8:15. It's in previews. I was like a pigeon before the show started. Just resting.
You need to take a little nap before the show started.
Just resting.
We had good seats for Boop. I think we were like the cutoff for like before it got partial.
Yeah.
So we were front row, orchestra left. And I think I see some
on the aisle.
Yeah, 105.
Oh, I don't have my ticket thingy in here.
Oh no, A3, and maybe you were A5.
One.
Oh, so
1 and 3 were the first two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was 1 and 3.
Oh. Oh, okay. I was like, why I got this one? Doesn't matter. And so we were very, very close. We could look down right into the orchestra pit. We got there. Literally, it's like we were standing outside the theater for a while. We were like the first people in the theater. Like, no, we literally were the first people in the theater. That takes our seats to watch the orchestra like warm up and stuff like that. We could see all the markings on the stage, and it has a great. I love the what do you call those?
The scrim? Is it a scrim?
Maybe it's a scrim. like, and it says Boop, and it's digital, but it didn't quite look. I mean, if you look really closely, you could tell it's like digital and not like actual like sheet or anything like hand painted. But it was so very like kind of like it was given like old school.
They wanted it to look like a cartoon.
But it was also given a little like golden age, like was kind of like the vibe I was getting. And then they're playing like the old
how they looked in the movies.
Yeah,
the title card.
Yeah. And then they're playing the music is like to the era,
the 20s music, jazzy,
jazzy. So that was fun. Like the ambiance is good, and yeah. So I didn't know this, but basically Betty Boop's shorts is basically her being chased by men all the time, which sounds about right for the time. It sounds about right.
That men who wrote that stuff that it's funny,
right?
And then they get bopped in the head,
right?
Yeah,
haha, violence, right? Physical comedy, excuse me, not violence, physical comedy.
Yeah,
and so basically the show opens up in Betty's world, which is black and white, like the cartoon. And she's this big star, and they ask her, like, who is Betty Boop? And she's like, oh, well, damn, I don't even know. Like, why am I here? Like, who is she? Like, who am I? Like, what's going on? And I didn't watch the show, so I don't know who, like, the characters really are. So Grampy, I guess, is he someone who shows up in the...
I guess, yeah, he's in the comic.
Yeah. And he's, like, an inventor of sorts, and he has this, like, machine that can take her to places. And he's like, but, don't use it. Right?
Yeah.
Don't use it. And she's like, well, what if I did anyway? And she wants to go to this like other world.
The real world.
The real world.
Wants to go to the real world.
And so her thought is no one would know who Betty is. She can rediscover herself. And her plan was to just go back home after that, after a nice a vacation from herself. So she ends up in New York City. The cartoon, is it based in New York City too? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
No clue.
Yeah. So, and she ends up at Comic-Con in 2005. She's everywhere.
And she's seeing things in color.
Right.
So there's a whole big number about her seeing things in color.
Yeah, like she's like, what color is that?
Yeah, she's in black and white. And she meets this girl she meets this guy first.
Yeah.
Who his eyes are blue. She's like, wow, enthralled by it. And yada, yada, yada. Turns out his little sister is this girl who's really into Betty Boop. And she's like, you're like the best Betty Boop I've ever seen. And she's like, oh, yeah. She's kind of like, well, I'm not Betty. Like, she kind of gives herself, she's Betsy. She's Betsy, whatever her last name.
This is so silly.
Yeah, Crampweiler.
Crampweiler?
Yeah, Betsy Crampweiler or something like that. And, you have to have a level of this, suspicion of belief for you to be like, this teenage child is allowing a weird person who you might say Betty Boop to come into her house and do all this stuff. But anyway, turns out the girl knew she was Betty Boop all along. Yeah, but Betty needs to be in her world, otherwise things start happening in her world because the world exists for her.
Right.
And so Grampy comes to try to rescue her, and he has to find her. And
turns out Grampy has been to the real world before.
And he met Faith Prince's character back in the day when he came through worlds, and
he developed a code.
Because of love, and like 40 odd years ago.
They like make a cute joke that like if you watch Guys and Dolls, like you're gonna get it like immediately in this Fake Prince, and it's like ha. Anyway,
yeah. And so and there's like this whole thing about some guy running for mayor who shouldn't be. And
he's like a classic, like probably like straight out of Betty Boop's world, like kind of like character villain, and a surprise, he doesn't think she's like trying to escape, and he gets bonked,
so like the first half was like a lot, like, and it has to happen right so fast to smush everything in so that the second half makes sense,
right?
Which
we felt like the show hit its groove better in the second half.
Like once we got to the number before intermission, I was like, okay.
Let me see.
The big number with she goes to the guy turns out to be a jazz musician, and he invites her to the club, and she remembers the club in her world.
Where I Want to Be.
Is that? Yeah. Where I Want to Be. Yeah. So she remembers the the club from her world, and it has a different name, obviously. But all the greats have played there, and he invites her on stage to sing, and now everyone's like, so when we come back, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Betty Boop is in New York City! Like, are other cartoons gonna come into our world?" It's just funny. Like the second half is just like a lot more funnier to me. Like, once you actually establish what's happening and stuff like that. Like the second half is basically just writing.
I love the bit with the news anchors, and stuff, and the reporters.
Yeah, that stuff is funny. Yeah. I do like the "Why Look Around the Corner" song. Why look around the corner?
Oh, okay.
That one, sure. Yeah, it's a pretty classic musical. It has like tap numbers, and it's on par with like Something Hot. Something Like It Hot. You hear me? Something Hot. It's on par in that sense as that.
It definitely,
it's a standard Broadway show if you're looking for. If someone's like, I want to see like a classic Broadway musical, you probably direct in a booth. It has the flashy dance numbers and like color and like lights and
yeah. And it actually kind of had like a set. Which a lot of musicals haven't had lately.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see they spent a lot of money on Boot. Like I was counting the money, like while watching it. I was like, everyone has like 5, 6, 7+ outfit changes.
Right.
Like the wigs alone, the lighting, the sets. I was just like, yeah, this is costing money,
guys. And there's a pudgy
puppet.
He's like,
he might be the best part.
Literally, he came out when I was like, Joe, I'm gonna steal that puppet. And we can see like the markers on the stage. So I'm like sitting right at like number 14. I said, he come in 14, I'm snatching him. You grab my things, we're running up the aisle. And like he did, and like I totally forgot what I said. And I was like, dang, I missed it. It was my chance. And he came back again. And I was like, I need him so much. He's so cute.
Yeah, the pudgy puppet.
We love a good puppet, and the pudgy he did not disappoint.
But I will say the star of the show is actually Jasmine Amy Rogers.
Oh my God,
that girl is Boop.
Her voice, she looks like
Boop. She sounds like
Betty.
Sorry,
not Boop. Betty.
She looks like Betty. She's doing stuff.
Yeah, she definitely, and like the cluelessness, like between like her cluelessness and her voice, and like she's just like so sweet.
She has a lot of charisma as Betty.
Definitely a good leading lady for sure.
Yeah,
definitely
putting in the work.
Yeah,
putting in the work, and it doesn't seem like I never felt like she was getting tired, if that makes sense.
Right.
It's still very early. It's still in preview, so I know she's probably getting a lot of notes and a lot of things are changing. So I know, like, she just like, and she talks a lot.
Yeah,
like
she does. And in that voice,
she has so much to say. Like, kudos to her for just remembering everything she has to say. It's just yeah. And I think I don't know. She's doing some good work in this show.
I would definitely go back to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I would definitely go back.
I'm gonna say, and also homegirl who plays the teenager, Trisha.
Yes,
Angelica Hale. Oh, she's 17. She looks like she's 14 years old.
Oh, was she that old?
Yeah, it says she's 17. Mm-hmm. Oh, she was the youngest runner-up on America's Got Talent.
Oh, okay.
Angelica Hill. Yeah, she is pretty good too. I mean, she has a hard part, I would say. Like her part, because like she obviously isn't in Betty's world,
right?
In the cartoon, so she has a lot to like. She has to make you like her, if that makes sense, because we have to believe that Betty, like loves her back, like because she admires Betty so much, and it could be easy for her to be annoying and things to seem annoying and weird, but she actually did a good job. Yeah, she looks like she's like 14 years old. I didn't know she was almost like an adult. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like.
Yeah, I literally thought she was like 14. But I think if she was that young, she would need like to share the role, no? At her age? But if she's 17, I can see them not. She would just have an understudy versus like, sharing the role.
Well, not true because homegirl who plays Sophie, is that Sophie? No, her name is Sophie. And Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't share the role. And she was a teenager.
She was like 17?
She was like 16 or so.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe there's a certain age.
Yeah.
She didn't share it. Her name is Sophie. Because, yeah. I always wonder how she had to go from like Beetlejuice to Grey House when she's like a kid, and I'm sure she had like limitations backstage.
Right.
And, like,
by the time Grey House rolled around.
Yeah, by the time Grey House rolled around, she's an adult, so that's funny. Yeah.
Where is Betty?
Yeah, I mean, the show had like Faith Prince was in here, Eric Bergen, and we've never seen Eric Bergen in person except for at the filming of the Waitresses Thanksgiving Day parade thing.
Yeah.
And that was the only time we've seen him live.
Because we didn't see Waitress while he was in it.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I mean. Anastasia McCluskey's in it. Shout out to the Waitress. Hi. Yeah.
I love because she stayed with a job too.
Mm-hmm.
How it's like condensed, the way it's condensed.
Yeah.
At first I was like, so we're not going to let Anastasia sing?
Yeah, it's a good minute.
We really had to wait for the second half to hear her. Yeah. And I love the blowout she ended up getting.
Yeah. I mean, Boop is in pretty good shape.
She got her Kamala.
Yeah.
Her Kamala blowout.
In the suit. It's a suit. The Kamala suit. Yeah. Faith Prince is in it. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. The show was in pretty good shape, I would say. I don't know how much they'll change or anything, which I'd be interested to see how much they change.
Just she went to Manhattan School of Music.
Who?
Jasmine. Amy Rogers.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She's in New York, though? Interesting.
Huh. Yeah. Is she? Maybe not.
Oh, I just assumed. Maybe not.
Yeah. No, she's so young, a Jimmy Awards finalist.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, them Jimmy Award kids,
they be knowing.
The ones who they, they do. Sooner or later, they pop up. Maybe not exactly right after they win or become a finalist, but yeah.
They make their way, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe it's a styling, because in her headshot, she looks older.
Yeah, maybe they made her look like a kid. Yeah, more of a kid. Yeah, but she sounds like. I mean, I guess she's 17. Well, we know she could have just turned 17.
Yeah,
but she just looked like such a small kid to me. I was just like, she has math class and like she has online school and everything.
No, really.
That's what I told her. I was like, oh man, she had school today. That was what I thought. But yeah. So yeah,
we really enjoyed. Boop.
Yeah, it was a good night.
We really enjoyed Boop.
And we got confetti at the end.
Yeah.
Which our confetti cannon went off late because I saw the other side's confetti drop down, and I got sad because I was not dropping down. And then it finally reached us, and I was like, yay! And we just picked up a bunch. So we got a magnet.
A pudgy.
He's not a puppet, but he's quite cute.
Yeah, and he has wire in his ear, so we can make his ears do whatever we want. Mm-hmm. But I like it when it's bent.
So cute.
The puppet, his tongue could come out and his tail wag.
Yes, it's so cute. It's such a cute puppet.
A window card. Which we had considered stage dooring, but we did not.
There was a lot of people.
Oh my God. By the time we got out there, we were like, yeah, let's just go on home. That's fine. And then we also got kind of kicking ourselves for not getting a t-shirt. But we did get a hoodie, and it says Boop the Musical. And then on the back, you are capable of amazing things. Yes. Boop boopy doop. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.